Hi guys, Mr. Malone here. This time I'm going to be teaching you some English. We're going to be looking at sentences, basic word classes, the building blocks of sentences, how to put them together properly, and then using more complicated tools, how to improve your sentences so they can go from a good sentence to a great sentence to an excellent sentence, and really improve your writing. Okay, so before I get started, I just got to thank Mrs. Malone quickly. That's her hand, and she's the one doing all the writing in this video. So big thank you to Mrs. Malone. So let's get started. So I've chosen to start with a simple sentence. The boy walked into the forest, and we're going to keep using that sentence and changing it slightly with different word classes. But I'll start by telling you what each of these word classes are and why they're different colours. So the is just a definite article. We're not going to focus too much on what that means, but boy is in green, and that is because boy is a noun. So a noun, what that basically means is it's a word that identifies a person, a thing, or an idea. So it could identify a person like a boy, a thing like a wall, or an idea, quality, or state such as anger. Something like that. So that's what a noun means. You can find definitions online if you want to look at it more, but that's what I'm going to be using. The word boy is my noun, and that's in green. Then you can see also that I've got walked in pink. So walked is a verb, and a verb is a word that describes doing something. It's an act or an event. So in this case, walking. So the boy walked. The verb, what he's doing, is walked. Then I've got into, which is in blue, which is a preposition, and that's a word that tells you how or whereabouts something is happening. The boy walked into the forest. It's not saying through, it's saying he's going from outside the forest into the forest. So that's a preposition's job, is to clarify that. So the boy walked into, there again, and then forest, you can see is in green again because forest is also a noun. So that is the basic sentence we'll be working with today. And now you can see we've skipped ahead. Mrs. Malone has written the boy walked into the dark forest. Now dark is in red here, and the reason for that is it's a new word class and it's an adjective. So an adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun. So you're saying the dark forest. That is your first tool that's going to help start to make your reader think more about what the image in your head actually looks like. So we've gone from a forest to a dark forest, and now Mrs. Malone is going to change that even more to become a cold, dark forest. So cold, dark forest is all in red here because that is what we call an expanded noun phrase. And that's when we take two adjectives, put them before a noun to create an expanded noun phrase. And you say it with power, the cold, dark forest. And you'll notice that she's put a comma after cold. So it's cold, dark forest there to separate those adjectives. So that's an expanded noun phrase. So already we've gone from quite a simple sentence to one that's giving us much more of an idea about what this forest is like. Okay, so carrying on, now we're going to look at an adverb. So we're keeping that in pink, because it's connected to the verb. And as you can see, what Mrs. Malone has written there is the boy walked carefully into the forest. Now you'll notice that I'm not going to keep using the expanded noun phrase and the adjectives every time. We're going to just try and focus on one tool per sentence. So in this sentence, it's the boy walked carefully, and the adverb is carefully. So what that's telling us is it's adding to the verb. It's telling us that he didn't just walk, he walked carefully, and it's helping the reader to imagine how he is walking. So the boy walked carefully into the forest. We can now imagine a boy being careful not to step on twigs or fall into holes or all that kind of thing. And then also, I don't know about you, but I've got a bit bored of the verb walked now, so we're going to change that. And it's really important to use a variety of verbs in your writing. So I'm going to change it to a verb that I prefer, and it almost combines walked in carefully. It's crept. So then now I'm really thinking the boy crept carefully into the forest, and you'll notice children in my class will know straight away that one of my favourite tools to use is alliteration, and the boy crept carefully into the forest is alliteration because they both start with the letter C, that sound K. So the boy crept carefully into the forest is all about the verb there, to help your reader to start thinking about exactly what the picture in your mind is. So in this example, Mrs. Malone has put, the boy crept carefully into the forest like a thief in the night. Now, anyone who's ever seen a story or read a story about a thief will know they don't want to get caught, so that's just telling you just how carefully this boy is creeping into that forest. And I just wanted to show you a couple of ways that you can use that simile. So that simile, like a thief in the night, is all in blue there, light blue for you. And here we're going to use it in just a slightly different way. As carefully as a thief in the night. So that's just spelling it out for our reader there, just how carefully and how much this boy walking into this forest is trying to be extra careful not to be seen or heard. So that's intriguing, and we're thinking, why is he being so careful? Who's he avoiding? Is there something after him? All these kind of questions can be generated in the reader's mind for the language that you choose to use. So from the boy walked into the forest, we don't really know anything about the boy or the forest at that point, or why he's there or what he's doing, to the boy crept as carefully as a thief in the night into the forest. We're starting to get a much clearer picture. And another great way to generate that kind of feeling is with a fronted adverbial. So that's a funny grown-up sounding term, which basically means we're going to be describing how something's happening at the beginning of a sentence. So I've chosen the word here, silently. So silently the boy crept into the forest. So that, once again, silently, comma, the boy crept into the forest, is telling that reader exactly what they need to know. Silently, comma, the boy crept into the forest. That's giving that reader a pretty good idea of that scene and how it's playing out. So that's a real quick video on lots of different word classes. There are other things you can use, there are other tools, but I didn't want to go into it too much, and I just wanted to leave you by looking at that picture there of all of those different sentences and thinking how you could combine those tools to make different sentences. So for example, you can keep that expanded noun phrase, the boy, or silently the boy crept into the cold dark forest. So you can take that fronted adverbial and the expanded noun phrase and put that together to make an excellent sentence. Or you could change it. What about the boy? We haven't heard anything about the boy in this video. So we could be looking at making an expanded noun phrase about the boy, or certainly adding some adjectives about the boy. So there are so many different things that you can do. So if this video has helped you in any way to think about those tools, please let me know. Put it in the comments. Subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be doing lots more stuff like this soon. And if you're in my class, please show me. And if you've got something you're really proud of, we can share it with the rest of the year group. Okay? It's been great talking to you tonight. I hope you guys go off to do some excellent writing. Can't wait to hear about it. And I will speak to you soon. Okay? Bye.